What's going on YouTube? It's me, First True Review, back in here for another video. Today I got something that I had no idea smells like this. So what I got here are some garlic parmesan wings. Look at that. That's not too bad right there. So I got these from a place called Spot. It's in Brampton. I was just looking for wings and I'm like, oh, Spot, that looks interesting. It had pretty good ratings. And I think it might be new. I'm not too sure, but with that being said, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if anything you want me to try, anything you want me to talk about. I'm down to do it. As always, timestamps in the description. Let's get to it. Oh, this is about to be messy. Oh my god. I hate being messy while eating. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not too fond of the smell there, but it's slapping. Super heavy. I'll go give that to them. This is pretty good. It's seasoned pretty well. I'll give them that. And I feel like there's a good amalgamation or combination of the sauces here. So today, what I want to talk about is a movie I saw. I've just been watching a bunch of movies, so a lot of these videos are movie reviews. Scream 6. So let me tell you something. When it comes to Scream, I have the lowest expectations when it comes to that movie. Because movies that are like Scream, like slasher movies, like new age slasher movies, are all horrible. So I already have bad expectations for it. No lie, the movie can only impress me at the point. Because after seeing the fifth one, I think I've seen the fifth one, or any of the previous ones aside from 1 and 2, I'm just like, this sucks, this is horrible. But this one, now, I'm not going to say it's good, because watching this movie makes me so angry, because some of the actors are so bad in the movie. I'm like, wow. Why is the bar so low? How'd you become famous? The movie itself exceeded my expectations. There's some good things. So, for one, it was a fun movie. I'll give it that. It was a fun movie. Like, I'm obviously not gonna watch again, but I came out of that movie like, wow, this is a fun movie. And also, I really like the Scream villain in this one. So for example, the person who's like playing like Ghostface, who's like murdering people, when they like attack them and kill them, they'll do it in broad daylight and they do not care who sees. Like for example, by the way, this is all spoilers. When they go into like the gas station or convenience store and he like shoots the guy in the head and then like kills the other guy, like slashes his throat or stabs him or whatever, just in broad day with everyone there, he does not care who sees him, right? Like, I really like that. That definitely piqued my interest. The killing was cool. It was a fun movie. I'll give it that. However, there's so many bad things about the movie that I'm just watching. I'm like, wow, this is such a classic Scream movie or a classic bad movie. We'll go in order. When Ghostface, like, gets into their place, right, and stabs Quinn, like the redhead girl, the guy, like, sees him, the boyfriend from across the building, sees them, right? And then instead of like throwing something at the window, he's like yelling at them, and then he notices that they're not hearing, so he texts them after this girl gets stabbed. Why don't he just pick up something that he doesn't care about and just throw it out the window? They definitely wouldn't noticed. They would notice much faster. By the way, side note, this is how you eat a flat. You turn it boneless. So you see here, there's like bones and stuff here. You bite them, twist them, and pull it out. See, bite, twist, pull it out. That's one bone. And that's next bone. Only problem is your hands get super messy because this isn't a dry rub. This works better with like lemon pepper. Since it's so messy, I'm not gonna eat like that again. But like, he could have thrown something at the window and everyone would have been fine. Or not everyone would have been fine, but they would have at least noticed. And then also, he didn't call the police. I feel like he had so much time to call the police, he just didn't call the police. I feel like that's the first thing he should have done, because that's one thing in this movie that annoyed me, is that no one called the police or called anyone. The police in that scene came in the morning. That was nighttime when that was happening. Like, why didn't they just, like, call them at that point? You see them and you know there's something wrong. Like, this person's not supposed to be there. And then, for example, when they go to the park to try to lure in Ghostface, they see that this guy's at, like, Courtney Cox's place, or, like, I think her name is Gail Weathers in the movie. And instead of calling her right away, they, like, try to make their way and then call her, because they seen that he was there during the day. And when she receives a call from whatever her name is in the movie, the main character, it's nighttime. So I'm just like, what's going on here? It makes no sense, because she has a gun in. When they fight there, Gale and Ghostface fight, right? So there's two Ghostface. Gale and Ghostface both fight. And there's at one point when they're fighting, Gale judo tosses Ghostface, throws her down, and throws, like, the Ghostface who's fighting her there is the girl, because she said she stabbed her and it felt good or something like that. So it's the woman Ghostface. So Gale knocks her down, and instead of, like, getting up, getting the gun and shooting the Ghostface killer, she gets up, steps on the knife, and takes a knife out of her hand and tries to, like, stab her, and gets stabbed in the process. Like, I don't understand what the point of that is. Why not just pick up the gun and shoot her? And yeah, later she says that it's the girl who says her. The girl's like 5 foot, like 100 pounds, and she kills Gale's boyfriend, who's like some 6'2", like muscular guy. I'm telling you right now, I am not getting beaten up by a 5-foot girl with a knife. I do not care if you have a knife. You are 5 feet. Like, she stabs him and then throws him. How is she throwing him? I don't understand. They need better stunt doubles for that movie, because there's a time when both of them are standing next to each other. It's brother and sister, and they're both like 6 feet tall. And she's like 5 foot and he's like 5'8". So I don't understand what's going on here. Madness, I tell you. Madness. It's pretty good. And another problem I have with this movie is that people like to beat up Ghostface and then leave, right? Just leave him. I don't understand why. There's a part when the roommate named Chad is like running away with everyone when they're in like the confine, whatever, the shrine confine, whatever it is. And he punches, I'm going to assume it's one of them, I don't know which one it is, but he punches one of them in the face, kicks them. Right, and they're down. They let go of the knife. They're down. They get punched in the face. And instead of like beating the hell out of the Ghostface, picking up something, wailing on them, like killing them, or like incapacitating them, they just run. Like, they're already on the ground. You already beat them up. You already kicked them. You already punched them. They're already down. They're already incapacitated. Beat them up more, because the person tried to kill you, and you run. And you run. And he does it twice, and then he gets stabbed. Like, he doesn't die, but he still gets stabbed. Like, yo, why are you guys beating people up and then leaving them? Finish the job. These guys haven't freaking watched Zombieland. The first rule, or second rule, I don't know. The first rule is don't be a hero in Zombieland. I love that movie. The second or third or whatever rule is double tap. And he was not double tapping. He was tapping once and leaving. The way my arms were up in the air during that part, good thing no one was sitting behind me, because I was in the back row, but because, like, what is going on here? I don't understand. Like, why are people acting this way? I'm gonna tell you with 100% certainty, I'm surviving a Scream movie. Yes, 100% certainty that I would survive this. 100%, no questions asked. Don't even ask me twice. Last wing here, and last point about what I was annoyed at in the movie. At the end of the movie, she tries to shoot, like, the dad of Quinn or whatever, because he's the mastermind behind this movie, and she runs out of bullets, right? So what do you do when you run out of bullets, right? When the other person has a gun too. Well, in her mind, you run at the guy, which is fair, whatever, fine. You're hot, adrenaline, run at him. But he also has a gun, and when she's running at him, instead of shooting her, like he should do, he runs at her with his like gun out. His gun's out pointing at her, and he runs at her instead of shooting her. Dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was gonna say that I can't wait until they make a slasher movie where things are realistic, but if they made things realistic, then the movie would be over in like 10 minutes. But you know, the movie was like an interesting watch, I'll give it that. It was a good watch, it was fun. I would give it like a 5 out of 10. The other ones were like 4 out of 10. I'd give the movie like a 5 out of 10. These wings, I'll give them like a 7.5 out of 10 because I actually finished them, which surprised me. And they actually filled me up. But I'll give them like a 7 out of 10 because I feel like I've had better. Plus I didn't really like the smell of it. That smell is like, whoa, that's thick. But that was Wing Spot. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below of anything you want me to talk about, anything you want me to try. I'm down to do that. Check out the suggested videos on the side. And also follow me on Instagram. This first shoe review, the Wing Spot. I probably call it Wingstop, but it's the Wing Spot. 7 out of 10. Movie. Scream 6, 5 out of 10. Peace.